Good evening. My name is RJ Stamp. I'm the Director of Outreach here at the Alumni Association. And on behalf of all of our alums, I want to thank you all for attending tonight's presentation featuring the Dean of the Libraries, Dean Judith Russell. Dean Russell has been the Dean of the University of Florida Libraries for almost 3 years now. She was formerly the Superintendent of Documents at the U.S. Government Printing Office and has worked for over 10 years in the information industry doing marketing and product development, as well as serving as a government industry liaison. She holds a Master's of Science in Library Sciences from the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. Please join me in welcoming Dean Judy Russell.
Thank you, RJ. Well, good evening. Thank you all for coming. I'm delighted to be here and really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you a little bit about the libraries here at the University of Florida. We have 9 libraries on the campus. The largest are Library West, which is our Humanities and Social Sciences Library, the Marston Science Library, the Health Science Center Library, and the Smathers Library, which is the home of our Special and Area Studies collections. And I'm going to be sharing a few things with you that come from the Smathers Library. All of the libraries are open to the public, not just to students and faculty, so you are all welcome to come at any time and visit the libraries. We would love to have you. The libraries serve every student and every faculty member. We cover every discipline that's taught and every field in which we do research. That's pretty daunting if you know the scope of this university in terms of the number of degree programs we offer and the scale of our research. If you haven't visited the libraries recently, I encourage you to come by, and I think you'll be amazed by what you see. Libraries are not quite what they were when I was growing up, and presumably when some of you were. I often hear that libraries are less important now that everything is online, but nothing could be farther from the truth. While it's true that we now spend 75% of our materials budget acquiring online resources, things like electronic books and electronic journals and databases, so that we can have them available to our faculty and staff and students 24 hours a day, there's still a significant demand for print materials, and there's heavy traffic in our libraries. All visitors who come to the library can use public access terminals to search our databases without charge. We negotiate our licenses in that way so that we can be of service to the community and to the broader Gator Nation. A few of our databases are available to Alumni Association members for remote access. So if some of you are members of the Alumni Association, please let me know afterwards and I'll tell you how you could get access to those so that you could use them from your home or office. You probably know that our Humanities and Social Sciences Library, Library West, was renovated 3 years ago. Makes a spectacular appearance now along University Avenue with this beautiful glass window fronting on the University Avenue. I hope you'll come and see it. It's our largest library. It houses over 1 million volumes, about a quarter of our print collection. And we have room there for another 500,000 books, so we have plenty of capacity to grow. There are 39 miles of shelving in the library, enough to go from here to Ocala, just to give you a sense of the scale that it takes to house 1 million volumes. Most of those books were in the old Library West on standard shelving, 1 row of shelves, an aisle, another row of shelves, another aisle. There were only a few hundred seats for users because the books took all of the floor space. Now the books are on this compact shelving that you see pictured here on the right. So these are movable shelves, so they're still accessible. People can walk in between, they can browse them, but they take significantly less space, so there's a lot more space for our users. So I have a little pop quiz, since it is a university, right? We all know that Gators love our football and basketball teams, but we also love libraries. So I wanted to ask you which you think had more visitors last year, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, the O'Connell Center, or Library West? Can I have a show of hands of who thinks it was the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium? Our football players? No? How about the O'Connell Center? Basketball, gymnastics, swimming? No? So you all think it was Library West? Well, you're all right. The O'Connell Center had 660,000 visitors. The stadium had 637,000. And more than twice as many people came to Library West last year. We had 1.4 million visitors in Library West. The Marston Science Library had over 700,000, so it had more than either the stadium or the O'Connell Center. So the libraries are a vital part of the university. We do things besides athletics. Some of you are very much aware of that. Sometimes we forget it. We get too excited about our basketball teams and our football teams. Before the renovation, Library West was averaging about 445,000 visitors a year. So we've more than tripled the number of people coming to the library. So I think this is a good indication that if you design it properly and you put in the features that the students want and need, that they will come. We have remote access to many online databases, but even though the students can use them from home or from their other places on campus, they do come to the library because we offer a lot of different kinds of spaces that they value. We offer individual study carrels for graduate students who are writing dissertations, and we have group study rooms that are in constant use. We actually give the students buzzers. I'm sure you've been at restaurants where they've handed you a buzzer to tell you when your table's ready. We do that for the students, so they'll get a buzz when the group study room is ready and they can come down and use it. Most of our seating has been wrapped around the perimeter of the building to take advantage of the natural light. So we don't simply have students tucked in between the shelves in the dark. We are making the spaces attractive and vibrant. Most of the time the library is actually buzzing with activity. We even had to develop a computer program so that the students could find where there was a vacant computer that they could go and use. So they can come to the desk and we can pull it up and say, well, there's one on the third floor in this position or on the second floor in that position, and help them find a computer when they need one. So even with approximately 1,400 seats and over 300 public access workstations, we don't have enough space to accommodate our students. So recently, to address that issue, President Machen announced that stimulus funds that have come to the university would be used to renovate the historic Newell Hall and make it into a state-of-the-art student learning commons. That's a kind of a new term, essentially for a library without books. It's a dedicated space for students to do research and study and work collaboratively. It'll be open 24 hours a day. This is something students have been asking for, from Sunday morning until Friday night. And then it will open again Saturday morning and stay open through Saturday evening. We've discovered they really don't come to the library much Friday and Saturday night. They have a couple of other things they'd rather be doing. The Commons, as I said, is a library in every way except for the presence of printed material. All of the library resources available to the students will be online. The library staff will still provide the same type of research and learning support that's presently available in other library branches. So it'll be a full-service library from the point of view of services to the students. We haven't done the detailed architectural plans yet, but we expect that it will seat about 700 students. It will include individual and group study spaces, computer workstations, and a variety of seating from comfortable chairs to study tables. In addition, there's a small annex attached to Newell Hall, which will become a graduate study area similar to what we've done with the 6th floor in Library West. So they'll have exclusive access to an area. And they really like that. They like to feel that they're special and that they can go into a room that they have to swipe their Gator 1 card to get in, and that they won't be disturbed by undergraduates. Newell Hall is on the National Register of Historic Places. It's one of about a dozen buildings on campus that are registered. It was built in 1910. It was the original agricultural extension building. And in fact, there's still a greenhouse outside of it, so it still has a little bit of that ag flavor. It is the third oldest building on campus, and for those of you who don't know that specific building, it's directly across from the hub, so it's really conveniently located in terms of a high traffic area on campus, and we think it will be very, very popular with the students. This will transform a historic but energy inefficient building and give it a new purpose and a new life with a very high degree of energy efficiency. So we're very much looking forward to having that building. We hope that it'll be open in the fall of a year from this fall, so that makes it 2011, I guess. One of the things I wanted to share with you tonight is some information about the library's special collections. We really do have amazing special collections, and we maintain the university archives. That becomes a resource for the Grand Guard as they're planning their 50th reunion and for other kinds of activities of the Alumni Association and of other units on campus. We have collections that are so valuable that we have people coming from around the world to actually study and use these collections, as well as they're serving our own faculty.